Hello and welcome to another FGTN podcast. I'm your host, Alex Tim, and today we've got a lot of really fun stuff to talk about. ICAST happened now 3 weeks ago, and so we're going to go through a lot about that event, kind of some unfiltered feedback, thoughts, answer your guys' questions. So we're going to get warmed up here. Make sure you're grabbing yourself a coffee on this lovely morning, Sunday morning when we're filming this live. If you want to be a part of these shows, 9 a.m. Central Time Sundays is when we do these live. Try to do them as many as we can in a row, but sometimes life gets busy and we skip a week and we just put other videos out instead. So let me know who's here, and we're going to jump in just a second. We got Blaine. Good morning. What's new today? Lots of videos coming out on the channel soon, so I'm really excited about that. Been putting out about one a day this last week. A lot of the ICAST stuff, so hopefully you're getting excited about that. John, how's it going? John, member for 7 months. Robbie, how's it going, man? Nice to see you here. Yes, appreciate all the members here that are part of the stream. You guys help support the channel. As you all know, I don't take sponsorship deals from any fishing gear tech companies because reviews of gear when you're getting paid is an ad, isn't it? It's not a review anymore. And I want to make sure that we're reviewing as unbiased as we can. So let's get to ice fishing soon. Yes, Joe, welcome to the chat. Thanks for hopping on. We should. I think that would be wonderful. It's getting a little cooler here in Minnesota, so I'm really excited about that. Kind of getting in those fall vibes, so I'm really excited about it. But all right, let's hop up on the screen what we got here. So this is ICAST website. ICAST 2024. Just think about this. They've got a little call out here as well. 14,000 anglers, 75 countries, and thousands of new products, from 41 award-winning innovations to behind-the-scenes chaos. I'm breaking down my unfiltered first-timer experience. I've never been there before. This was my first time there, and I'll let you know at the end if I do plan on going back. The gear that blew me away and what really goes on at the fishing industry's biggest event of the year. So pretty exciting stuff that we're going to cover here today. If you don't know what ICAST is, ICAST, what it stands for is the International Convention of Allied Sport Fishing Trades. And it's from the American Sport Fishing Association. It's the premier trade show for recreational fishing industry. It's an annual event just showcasing all the new products. So they've got rods, reels, lures, accessories, apparel, ice fishing gear is a new category. They've got kayaks. They've got catfishing gear. They got everything. It was established back in 1958. I'll play this little highlight reel here while I'm talking. It was established back in 1958, grown to be the largest sport fishing trade show globally, not just in the U.S. The significance of 2024 is the massive scale, like I had said, of the 14,000 attendees from 75 different countries that attended, thousands of new products introduced. So I'm really excited about that. We're going to talk about the awards, how they do the awards, how the voting works. It's an interesting approach that they take. A couple of interesting things that I saw this year that not many people know about. So we're going to talk about that today. And yeah, from an industry impact standpoint, this reflects the health of the recreational fishing market. The fact that this event is growing, again, post-pandemic, it's continuing to grow again. It just shows how healthy the fishing market is. A lot of the stuff that you find here at these shows is sometimes gear that's not even released yet. And you're going to see some of the stuff that is in videos that I talk about that are coming out or have came out in the last couple of weeks on the channel, just my clips of the event showcasing some new products. They're not online because they don't even exist yet. This event is primarily for all of these different vendors. So if we look at, let's see, if we go to the, where is it? Exhibit floor plan. If you look at all of the vendors that are here, the one thing it took me a few days to understand, and I don't know why it took me this long to figure out. Where are they? It used to say, let's see, exhibitor. I don't know why, but it used to have the names of the brands on here, like literally this morning. Let me see if I can't go to another view here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. See, exhibit floor plan 2025. Oh, here it is, the floor plan. I think this is the right one, unless they already updated it. Nope, this is the one from 2024. Here we go. So look at this floor plan and look at all of these different vendors that are here. Uh, what I should have realized beforehand, and I didn't until probably a day into it, is that the intention of most of these companies that are here at the event is to sell to buyers. So you've got your retailers, you've got Shields, Cabela's, Bass Pro, Omnia. Omnia wasn't there, but you've got all of these big companies, Tackle Warehouse, Fish USA. All of these companies are here to show the buyers of those companies their gear. So they place big POs, product orders, to carry their product moving forward. That's what a lot of the business here is. There's two different categories, as you can see here. If I go back to the homepage now, if you look, so they've got badge categories. So this is not a public event. This event is only if you are in one of these categories. So you have an exhibitor category. So these are the different vendors, the people that you saw on this map. These are all considered exhibitors. And so you can purchase a booth, purchase a table, purchase an area where you can then go ahead and showcase all of your product, right? Then you've got buyers, retail and wholesale. You've got a manufacturer's rep, which are independent sales representatives who handle many different manufacturers' product lines. Media editorial, non-exhibiting member manufacturer, first-time non-exhibiting manufacturer, government, industry associate, captain guide, media sales, custom tackle retailer, and a nonprofit. So most of the people that are there are either exhibitors or they're buyers for retail or wholesale. What I went was media editorial. So it's media credentials issued to media reps whose purpose it is to write about the show, products, and other ICAST related events. Marketing, public relations, advertising reps do not qualify for press credentials. So they've expanded this to include video, social media, and those things. So of course I was able to go because of that. So this is where I got my badge. What was really interesting is as I was walking around the show floor, I really noticed this. People look at your badge and they see, because it says what badge title you have right on it. And people look at it, and if they see media editorial, you get differing perspectives based off of the booth that you're in. There were some where they looked at it and they decided not to engage. And I can understand from a corporate standpoint, some of these companies, they're like, we're here to sell our product. And so we're not going to spend our time talking to somebody in media editorial when we could be spending time talking to a buyer. Now, when you've got 5 people working a booth and there's nobody there to engage with, you'd think they'd still want to engage with the media, because this is kind of already getting into my unfiltered thoughts, and maybe I'm a little bit biased here coming in from the media editorial side, is that the retailers, yes, while they purchase the products at wholesale, or they purchase them direct in order to sell to a consumer, or they purchase through a distributor, and that's why they're there. There's a growth in the number of media editorial badges that they're selling because social media is becoming so much more prominent in online video, in online podcasts, in all of these other outlets, blogs, all these different things online, rather than your traditional media like magazines, newspapers, paid advertisements, like all of the things that you traditionally think of with media. And these companies weren't engaging with very many of the media representatives. And I thought it was a real big loss for them. It didn't really matter to me because I just walk in there and film what I wanted to anyways, because that's why I was there. And that's the benefit of that badge, is you have the right to film anywhere. Of course, with the permission of the company. If they say don't film, you're not going to film. But what's interesting is these companies, from my perspective, is I'm not going to call any one company out, but if you think about it, if a retailer has your product, that means they can sell it. But if nobody knows about your product and people aren't excited about it and seeking it out, it's not going to sell very well. And I think a lot of the people that watch this channel are ice fishermen as well. The thing that I liken it to is look at the last couple of years of ice fishing season, right? They haven't been great, at least in the States. Maybe in Canada, you guys have had some great years and probably some fantastic years because they haven't been super cold, but you've gotten plenty of ice. But even here in Minnesota, the last couple of years have been pretty bad. Either warm weather or just the way that it worked with snow and sleet. The last 2 years have been rough. And what that's caused is the retailers to have overstock of equipment they thought they were going to sell before. And if the word doesn't get out about some of this new gear, it doesn't move. And so I think what's going to really happen is going to be interesting in years in the future around this event is I think it's going to shift even more so to, of course, the buyers have to go to these events because this is where they're finding out about all the new product. And it's a big reason why a lot of these brands go to this event. But I think that the presence of and the appreciation of the media editorial will move up quite a bit as well. Now, granted, there were some great companies out there that welcomed. I'm not talking about myself, but as I'm watching all these other media editorial people walk around, engaging with them. So overall, I thought it was fantastic. The show is just absolutely massive. So what I want to talk about, because we've got a lot to talk about, is we're going to say hey to a couple more people here that are checking in. We got Charles. How's it going? Nice to see you here. You're still showing up here as thunder snow for me. Good morning. Sitting in the middle of the mountains. Very little cell coverage. We'll catch the replay if you can't catch it live. We've got Gabriel. What's up? What's up? How's it going? Everybody's talking about their breakfast. We've got Scott. He says he buys a lot just from watching guys like on this channel. Drew, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so what we're going to talk about, we've got quite a few things I want to go through. This is going to probably be an hour plus show, but we're going to try to keep it tight and to the point. I'll try to add some chapters in after and then link to as many of the big feature products as we talk about, but there's going to be a lot of things that we talk about. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the 41 award winners from the show. So they've got best in category award winners. So how does this work? So at ICAST, they have something called a new product showcase. The new product showcase is where companies that are there, the exhibitors that are there, can enter a brand new product that they want people to vote on to hopefully win an award. And so if we just go to new product entries here, this is going to show you every single product that was entered into the new product showcase. This is not, you'll see 25 of 975 results for products. The 975 results here are only the products that brands actually entered in. I don't know if there's a fee to enter it or how that works. I would imagine there's some sort of fee, but I could be wrong on that. But the new product showcase is only those that are entered. There are thousands of other products that as you walk through and going to the vendors are brand new that just don't get entered. And that's just because of, I don't know, maybe they didn't think they could win. Maybe they wanted to focus in on one specific item from their brand. I'm not sure the real reason why, but if you know, drop it down in the chat. But there's 975 items that are in a certain area. In fact, let me see. I don't know if I have a picture of it here. Let me see if I can find a picture while I'm talking of what this area looks like. But in the new product area, there's all of these products that are on tables. In the tabled off area, all of these are in different categories that are there. So there's 41 different categories that are a part of the show. Do I have it right here? I do not have it right here. This would have been day one. And so let me go over here. Grab yourself a drink of your coffee while I'm finding this picture for you to show you what this actually looks like at the show. Because it was pretty cool. Again, first time being there, I didn't know what to expect, but I was kind of blown away at how many products were actually in this area of the show. Photos. I should have had this pulled up ahead of time, but I didn't. Yeah, I can't find it. But the new product showcase, think of like a big banner. Let me see if I can actually just go online and find it. New product showcase, ICAST. There's got to be a picture of it out here somewhere. Here we go. This is a decent example. Open image. We're going to pop it right here. All right, you guys can see this. So essentially what it looks like is it's this big, I know it's really grainy for you, but it's this big area that's blocked off. They've got stanchions on every side, and they've got a security person at the entrance and the exit. So the way that this works is the products go in here. This is the 975 products. They're on tables, they're along the walls, and they've got different categories of who can vote on the different gear. So day one, it goes in and there is voting that can happen. Now, only buyers in media editorial can actually go into this for the first day and a half. They get to vote on what they think should win. So the exhibitors and everybody else that are there, they don't get to even go in and see what everybody else has got in there that they're competing against until the second half of the show. And so I got to go in and vote. And so what we're going to talk about is all of these 975 products that were there, the ones that won. So this is the long list, and I'll link this down below if you want to check it out. But if we go to the actual winners here, these are the ones that won. So best of show winner. And we're going to fly through this because I want to talk about some of the gear that I like the best and then some of my other thoughts on the show as well. So this reel won the show. This is the 2024 best of show winner. So the way that that works is these are the best of category winners. So again, out of the 975 products, they're all divided up into these categories: saltwater reel, freshwater rod, saltwater rod. I'm not going to read them all to you, but we're going to go through them and talk about a majority of them right now. And then out of these categories, what happens is there's then I think it's like a 4-hour time period where you then, because we all voted to have the category winners, now all the category winners go up against each other, the 41, in one of these 41 win, and that's the saltwater reel. So this reel I had no interest in because I fish, freshwater I'm landlocked here in the middle of the US, in the middle of North America. So I don't really fish the ocean, but it's a pretty cool product. We'll talk about this here. In case any of you are saltwater fishermen, which I don't think there's too many on the channel, maybe a few. Joe, I think, fishes salt here. The Penn Fathom Electric is a world's first, the only reel with an integrated battery. So this is one of the reels that will reel in for you, and it's got an integrated battery. So unlike a lot of the other powered reels where you need to either have an external battery or you need to plug 12-volt power into it, this has it integrated into it. Integrated battery, incredible torque and power, easy to use LED display showing true line counter so you can see how far out your line is, auto stop functionality, and customizable settings. It is available in 3 sizes, 30, 50, 80, with an array of accessories. This is the one that won the show. Now, if I was a saltwater fisherman, I'd probably also think this is pretty cool. But the fact that I'm not means that I don't really care much about this product. But it is pretty cool. This show takes place in Orlando, Florida. So you can imagine there's a lot of saltwater fishermen that go to the show. Of course, across the world, there's a lot as well. Freshwater rod, the Ugly Stick GX2 spinning rod. I didn't see anything crazy interesting about this rod. I'll click on it here and pull it up. But it's just like another Ugly Stick. Like I didn't notice anything too crazy about it. They say it's tougher and better than ever. I think it's got a different tip on it. It's got the clear tip design, Ugly Tech construction. It now features Ugly Tough guides with a proprietary guide coating to improve performance, an extra durable rubberized diamond EVA handle for better grip, improved durability, and a new reel seat designed to better hand feel and increase sensitivity. Of course, it comes with a 10-year warranty. I think this is actually one of the coolest ways to showcase a rod is you show the rod bent, you show the butt of it, and you show the logo on it as well. Saltwater rod. This is one that I think could have won the show, but it didn't. And this is where it got a little bit interesting. So this is called an E-rod. Essentially what it is again, saltwater fishing. If you've got a powered rod, a powered reel where you need to plug power into it, this rod is built, you can see the little button on it here. This rod is built so it actually has a battery in the handle of the rod. So what that means is if you put your reel on there, you can just run a cord directly into this rod. And I think it actually comes with a cord coming out of it that you plug into your reel. You don't need to have wired power. You don't need an external battery pack. It's all in the reel. I'm sorry, in the rod itself for the reel that you have. So it's the E-rod jigging and bottom rod with integrated power supply. I think this could have won the show, except what happened was when they had the 41 categories up and we were all voting on them, for up until the last hour of voting, the event put the wrong rod on show as what's being voted on. They had a different rod there. And so you can imagine for let's say it was 4 hours of voting, the first 3 hours, probably when most people were going in and voting, didn't see this rod there. So nobody voted for this rod because the rod wasn't there. There was some other rod there. A kind of similar looking rod, but it wasn't this rod. And so I'm sure a lot of people were like, "Oh, that's the one that won." No, I don't think that's the best in the show. I think this could have won. I had several people reach out to me asking about this rod while I was at the show. And so I think it kind of stinks. I was actually there in the booth filming in the new product showcase when this was happening. And the company, Dominion, had walked by and they're like, "That's not our rod. Shouldn't our rod be in there?" And they were awesome. Like they were super polite. They were like, "We don't want to, we're not trying to cause anything." And nothing big came of it. But I think they could have possibly won. So it really kind of stinks. I don't know how they made it right. My guess, maybe it was Jeremy at Dominion. So if Dominion's watching this, huge call out to you guys. Check this out. If anybody's interested, hopefully a little shout out here will give you a little bit of a boost too. But I thought this was actually a pretty cool rod. I, of course, have no interest in it because I am a freshwater fisherman and I don't use reels that are electronic, but I thought that was pretty cool. What do we got going on here? We got Robbie saying amped outdoors, that new power box, amazing for us ice hole drillers. Yeah, and they have two that are coming out. I'm going to talk about it here in a little bit on the show as well. But they had the big one at the show, and then they've got one that's got half the power that's more portable that's coming out this fall as well. Pretty excited about it. They had some HD innovation at the Amped booth. Going to grab their carbon live scope pole on release. Yeah, I'm excited to pick up their stuff and try it out as well. We'll talk about that here a little bit later too. Thanks for the tee ups, guys. Really appreciate it. Grab a little coffee. Again, coffee with Alex on the FGTN show. Grab your coffee, your drink, your water, your tea, whatever you're drinking. Or if you're up in the mountains, whatever you're drinking up there. All right. I'm going to skip over some of the rods and reels unless I think that they're really interesting, and some of the tackle we'll just touch on. The one thing that you guys probably know by watching this channel is I don't go super deep into like all the thousands of different rods, all the thousands of different reels, all the millions of different pieces of bait and tackle. There's really great YouTube channels out there around tackle, baits, lures, reels, rods. And so I really focus on the rest of the gear. And a lot of this show is really focused on those things. So it really helps me kind of focus in on the things that really differentiate our channel from those. I don't want to just do Me Too type content. And I don't want to just have like, two of the same videos out there as somebody else. There's other great channels out there. And you can drop the names of those channels down below. I know Tackle Warehouse does a phenomenal job at these shows. The Burley guys do a really good job. I think they're aggressively average anglers. They do a fantastic job at these shows, going through a lot of the tackle in kayak gear. There's just so many good channels out there. We really try to focus on some of the other gear that they don't really touch as much on, so that we're all adding to the story and complementing each other. But the one that I'm going to pick up that I actually got to look at here a little bit was the freshwater reel from Shimano. This is the Vanford FA. I'm excited. I have not used the Vanford line before. I really love my Daiwa open water reels. Akuma I've used before. I've used some Shimano reels, but I have not used the Vanford line. This thing is so smooth in the hand, and it's not super expensive from what I was able to see. And so I'm going to pick one of these up. If you're interested in trying out a new freshwater reel, This won the category for freshwater reel. I'd highly recommend it. In fact, let's go ahead and just do a quick search here. I want to say reels are expensive, but I want to say it's not too crazy expensive. Let me see. Here it is. All right. It's hopefully it drops a little bit in price. It goes on sale, but here it is from Tackle Warehouse, $249.99. And you can see you can get it in the 500, 2500, 4000, the C 2000. So they've got a bunch of different sizes here. I would probably get the 2500 is the one that size that I'd probably check out. Is kind of what I'm thinking of right now. But yeah, this is one that I'm going to check out when it does come out. It looks like estimated arrival date of August 12th, which is tomorrow. So maybe this week I'll be picking up one of these reels. But I was pretty excited to see this guy. Really smooth action to it. The bearings on it are awesome. It felt really good in the hand, really lightweight. I was pretty impressed with it. Tons of swim bait products. Z-Man won the category fresh soft lure with the Shadtron line through swim bait. So the line actually is through the swim bait. You can see it down there, which is pretty cool. Saltwater stuff we're not going to talk a lot about because I know mostly freshwater on this channel. Freshwater hard lure, the Berkeley Crej. So this was a product that I've actually talked about on the channel probably 3 or 4 months ago. This is intended to be built in a way that it actually is designed for forward-facing sonar. And the idea is that the bill is actually angled up to have a harsher kind of straight, flat area that the sonar beams can bounce back off of. It's a style of fishing called crejing. The lure defies conventional jerk baiting by working its way upwards in the water column, not down, only to fall back downwards to its target once you stop reeling. Designed to excel with forward-facing sonar, it allows the angler to take advantage of being able to see how the fish reacts and work the bait up and away from the fish, better imitating a natural fleeing motion, or back towards the fish, triggering reaction strikes. So pretty cool. And I'll link to this this category here, this the 41 winners as well on the replay squad. Fly fishing, we don't do a whole lot of, so we're going to skip over that. There's obviously a lot of fly fishing stuff here, more than I even remember. Fishing line, the Suffix Revolve Ultra Thin Finesse Braid. The Ultra Thin Finesse Braid is specifically designed for spinning rods and the trend of forward-facing sonar baits during finesse applications. Revolve is the pinnacle of innovation, combining Japanese craftsmanship with cutting-edge technology. Pitch reduction, produces ultra-fine diameter, and optimizes tensile strength, drastically reducing wind knots for hassle-free and smooth performance. Each spool has a midpoint marker to perfectly spool 2 reels. That is really cool. How many times do you buy a reel and you're like, I want to split this between 2? Now they've got a midpoint marker on the line. It's genius. You can put the same, like, genius. I wish everybody would do this. Clam, take a note. I like your Frost Ice line. It's my go-to line for ice fishing. I'd love to do that with the 100-yard spools. Put a midpoint on there, and let's call it a day. I really, really like that. In Suffix, if you don't know, is owned by Rapala VMC. Terminal tackle, the VMC Redline series. We've known about this. Has been out for a little while. It is a tungsten jig, and it's got your bait stops on it too. Here is one of the coolest products that I saw at the show that I am incredibly excited to pick up once it hits the market. It is not cheap. It is a $300 tackle box, but listen to me. It's fully loaded with hooks. Check this thing out. The BKK OCD tackle storage system. It's a fully loaded kit. It offers complete storage solution. It includes an OCD storage with 48 BKK armor point hook packs. Here's all the stuff that's in it. 270 total hooks. We're gonna go like this. I think it's on Tackle Warehouse's website. Okay, already. BKK OCD. Here it is. $299.99. Now, remember, you're getting $360 just in hooks alone. Look at this. So you've got a waterproof box, really nice BKK box. And then you see all of these containers inside of the box. Those are hooks. Like, check this out. All of them are labeled Permalock weighted 2-aught, offset worm, 3-aught. You've got all of your small drop shot, long shank 1, drop shot, long shank 2, 2-aught drop shot, a hyper latch. You've got all of these in here. And this is what they look like out of it. And they're not going to show it. Let me pull up a better website, BKKOCD. I think that they have them on their website as well. Otherwise, ooh, it looks like Omnia may have. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. We're gonna go to maybe Omnia's website. Maybe they have some better pictures. Otherwise, I know I do too, somewhere. But we're gonna pop Omnia in here, take a look at it. So these are all individually pre-labeled boxes here, and it does come with additional labels for you to label some of them as well. They don't have individual pictures here. Oh, here we go. I bet you. So the OCD tackle system, you can see it's a nice front latch. You've got all your dividers in here. I'm just really excited about this product, which is why we're talking about it, because I'm going to buy it. This is what they look like. So you've got the big label on the front. You've got the small label on the spine. They go in, and then they drop in an organized way, so you can just pull the tab out. So you've got literally all of your hooks in one box. There's no need for any other box for hooks. You don't need them split between a whole bunch of different containers. You can buy these all empty as well. It's a much cheaper that way. But I mean, honestly, if you're going to be buying it, you may as well, my opinion, since you're getting $360 worth of hooks, I'd get them with the hooks. But yeah, I know it's super expensive and I know it's not for everybody, but dang, this is really, really cool. So one of the cool products that I saw at the show that I'm really excited about this year. Create a Lure Shark Edition. This is a pretty cool product. So it's basically a paint by number, but you can actually, with kids, they can paint and personalize their own fishing lures. I included this in one of my ICAST recaps. At the end of this stream, I'm going to link to a playlist of all the ICAST different videos and kind of in depth into a lot of these different products and other products. If you want to check out those videos, I should have all of them out by the end of this week. Some of the coolest ones are coming out this week. The Amped Outdoors one was launched yesterday. And then I've got a ton of the ice fishing stuff coming out this week as well. Check this out. A waterproof fishing drone that floats and flies to drop your bait. So the idea here is it's a fishing drone. It has a controller built into, it's got a screen built into the controller. So that way you can fly it out over the water and you can drop your bait. So your line stays hooked up to it. And then you can see it's threaded through there. And on the controller, you can drop the bait. So you can see straight down in the water, and then you can drop the bait exactly where you want. It's an HD camera, sends live video to a waterproof remote control. So you can drop up to 8 pounds of bait up to a mile away. It's not cheap. The first drone ever equipped with bite sense, which allows you to troll bait and automatically releases it when a fish bites. So you can even troll the bait with this thing through the water. Fish bites, pulls it, and it floats too. So if the battery dies on it or you got to catch a fish, just land the thing in the water and it will float and you can go pick it up after you reel in your fish. Retails for $22.99, $2,300. It ships this summer. So definitely not a cheap product, but it is a pretty cool one. Doesn't fit my type of fishing style right now, but maybe down the road, we'll have to try it out. Let's skip over a couple of these. Rugged Road. So I know this is a cooler, but this is really, really, I like this cooler because of one reason primarily. It's got a lot of cool features on it, but it's super lightweight. You know how no matter what brand cooler you like, whether it's the Yeti coolers, the super heavy duty one, there's some, different brands that are out there just like it, but the roto-molded coolers are so heavy, even empty. Well, the Rugged Road coolers, now granted, I haven't done an ice test on it or anything to see how long it's going to last, but it looks super heavy duty. The latches on it are great. The lid is reversible, so it's either a flat lid or you can flip it over, still have it sealed, and you have cup holders on it. It's really awesome, but it's super, super lightweight. 22 pounds for 115 cans with ice cooler. So check this brand out, Rugged Road. If you're interested in it, they obviously won the category of soft and hard coolers. And there were some with LED lights in it. Pretty cool stuff. If you want to know more about any of these products or anything else that happened at the show, in the comments, let me know. And I will try to reply back to everybody and get you, if it's not a quick reply, a link to where you can see more about it, some pictures, video, or anything else that I got. Custom tackle components, the hover jig mold one. So this is not the jig itself. It's actually an aluminum mold, which is pretty awesome. At least I think it was aluminum. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was aluminum. So it's a mold for you to do a lot of different baits. Cold weather technical apparel for men was the Sims Fishing Products Pro dry suit. It looked pretty awesome. I don't buy a lot of Sims stuff, but everybody, as we know, they're high quality products. But this is what won that category. Let's keep going here. Cold weather technical apparel for women was the Armor Loft Zip Hood from Aftco for women. Let's skip over a couple of these. Footwear, for some reason, there was a lot of conversation around footwear. So this is the UA Charge Shoreman deck boot. A lot of companies are coming out with deck boots now. The Under Armour one does, in my opinion, look the best. But, maybe if you're like a coastal fisherman and you've got those bigger boats where you wear deck boots, most of the, here in the Midwest area, there's not too many people that I know that wear deck boots when they're on their boat. They either wear sandals, just tennis shoes, water shoes, or no shoes. But obviously when you're out on those bigger boats on the decks, it makes a lot of sense. Or if you're going on the dock a lot. Let me know. Do you guys wear deck boots? If so, I'd highly recommend these. These look freaking awesome. Just by looking at them, of course, I haven't worn them. Novelties and wellness. We just got to talk about this because I think it's just absolutely funny. So this is the USA Rapala Giant Lure. This, I think, is like 3 feet long. Like, it is massive. Absolutely massive. Tackle Warehouse said that they were going to have it on their website. Let's see if it's on there already. I guess they were going to buy some of them. Let's see. Tackle Warehouse is right here. Let's see if it's here. No, not on there yet. But reach out to Matt Jensen if you want to know more. I thought it was pretty funny, because the box is literally massive. You can't even see my hands in the picture. It's massive, 3 feet. You guys don't know how big 3 feet is. All right, here's another thing. As you may know, this year I moved to a boat. So I actually got rid of my kayak. I moved to a boat. Had a kid in the last year or two here. She's 15 months old, and I wanted to get something bigger so I could start taking her out on the water as well. And make it easier to go out with people. Well, when I was at ICAST, there's a lot of kayak fishing stuff, and I started to get kind of that reminiscent feeling of gosh, I miss kayak fishing. I love my boat. It's decked to the nines with the tech and the gear and all the stuff on it. I absolutely love it. But man, do I miss just being right next to the water on the kayak. I say the simplicity of it, and it is more simple because there's a lot less going on, but there's still a lot you can do. This looked like the kayak I would have bought when I was looking for a kayak. I had the Old Town Sportsman Autopilot 136, which had a trolling motor with spot lock, had Garmin's and live scope and all those things on it. But this thing is pre-wired for your trolling motor. It's got a hatch in the front for waterproof storage. You've got a live well here. It's got a crossbar in the front here. I don't know how easy this is to see. It's got a crossbar here for you to put your screen or your screens on, fixed right into it with the T-track there. You've got tracks along the sides. You've got power in the back of the boat here already wired in with 2 little T-tracks there. You could throw another motor in the back. You've got another dry hatch. This is a 360-degree swivel seat. This thing is awesome. This is from Wilderness Systems, the Tactical Pro 128. I really like it. I might, not this year, but maybe next year, I might get another kayak so that I have a kayak and a boat. Because it's nice when I'm going out just for, a solo mission. If I want to get into some of these areas that I can't really take the boat because my boat's a deep V boat, um, this thing looked pretty awesome. So I was pretty excited about it. They've got the foam on the floor. It looks super stable. I got to ICAST partway through the day of day one. So I missed a lot of the on the water stuff. A lot of this stuff was actually available to be used in those things on a back pond behind the ICAST Convention Center. So I missed a lot of that to actually see and try these things out. Hopefully next year I'll try to get to that part of it. But I got to see these all in person, of course, at the show, just not on the water. Power pole, the dual blades, powered by one pump. This has been out for a little while now, but they had evidently launched it since ICAST last year. So it was able to get into the ICAST new product showcase. And the idea is that you've got two power poles that can go down all off of one hydraulic pump. And it's supposedly quieter, more powerful, and more energy efficient, which, makes sense. Connectees, Yakis, Power Pack Pro. If you're a kayak fisherman, rigging can be a real pain. The idea here is you just throw this box in your kayak and you got all the pre-made wires to go to all your different things. You got switches, you can put batteries in it, and you're good to go. This is not cheap. I think just the case itself is like $500. And then, of course, what won the ice fishing category is the Panoptix PS22 IF, the ice fishing bundle. I've talked a lot about this. I'm going to talk more about it. I'm honestly probably going to pick one up because people want to know, how does it compare? How do I actually like it? My like initial thought on it is this could be good to complement if you already have live scope. I don't think that this is a replacement for live scope by any means. And in fact, what I would probably recommend is if you know somebody that has live scope, try getting out fishing with them and see what you like, what you don't like. If portability is a problem for you, I've got a build that I did on my channel with a 15-pound live scope with pole with black box build that you could use as an ultra portable setup. I believe this is between 12 and 14 pounds. You could take the lead acid battery out, put a lithium battery in it, and it would be much lighter as well. And that's probably what I'll do. Or maybe I'll just buy the transducer. But I'm planning on trying this out this year just to see how well it works. But it would be a complement to my live scope setup. It would definitely not be replacing it. The whole idea is it's a pole-less design. So that is a lot of the new products that won in the 41 different categories. Now, what did I see that I like? We already talked about this one. It is the OCD tackle storage system. This is one of the things that I'm planning on picking up this year. Once it comes out, and evidently that's maybe this week, potentially it's coming out, or a little bit later. So that way I can just have this for all of my hook organization. This is these are all pictures that I took now. Best in Ice Fishing, again, the PS22 IF Ice Fishing Bundle from Garmin. This is the way that it looked when the 41 products were out there, and those that had the right badges could actually go in and vote. So I was able to then vote on these different products for best in show. That's what won when the saltwater reel won. This is what it looked like. So you had the product, you had the category that it won, and then you had a little snippet around what it is. And so this is, again, another picture of that guy. Here is that Wilderness Tactical Pro 128 that we were talking about. This thing is just, it looks so sweet. The power plates in the back. You've got your sealed water access cover there. The full 360 swivelable seat. You've got your trolling motor hookup here. You've got the power plug for it. It's all pre-wired, pre-rigged for all of these things. Pretty freaking awesome. This is the cooler that I was talking about. That one, so you can see the lid here. The lid actually comes off, flips upside down, so you could have this on the top. So you have a nice area to set things and it won't slide off. 4 cup holders. They've got organizers in here, and it's super lightweight, as you can see in the picture. I'm ultra light. I don't need a cooler, and these are not cheap coolers by any means. They're right up there, same, kind of several $100 price point. but maybe one day I'll splurge and get one of these if I'm tired of the weight of my Yetis that I have. We had Robbie in the chat talking about the Amped Outdoors Power Box, Power Station, portable power station. This is it. So this is the one that they had at the show. This is a brand new. I'm going to get one of these this year. They're coming out with a smaller one as well. So this is essentially a 100 amp hour battery inside of here, Life PO 412 volt. But you have AC, 4 AC power outlets. You've got fast charging, USB power delivery. You can charge a laptop, 100-watt charging out of it. DC jacks. You can do solar charging. There's a light on the back. There's storage on the top. This thing is pretty awesome. Happy to see Amped coming out with this for people that do camping. If they want to do ice camping, this is great for the outdoorsman, which is pretty awesome. Here it is, the HDI shuttle. HD Innovations is coming out with their new ice fishing shuttle this year. They were in the Amped booth showing it off. I've got a video on this coming out this week with Jason, so make sure that you check that out. We talk about the pole, we talk about the mount, we talk about his transducer covers, all the really cool things on it. One thing I'll kind of tease you a little bit here is you'll see this little thumb screw right here. There's one on either side of it. All you need to do is undo those thumb screws. This front panel flaps down just like it looks like right now. It'll flap down. You have access to all of your wiring that comes fully pre-wired, fused and everything, and your battery access right there. So if you wanted to swap out batteries, if you wanted to use that battery somewhere else, all you got to do is undo 2 thumb screws, open it up, pull 2 things off, and you're good to go. If you have to ever swap out your fuse, that's the one thing in like the Summit HD shuttle, which I love and I use right now. But if my fuse went on that, I'd have to take screws out in multiple places in order to swap out that fuse. Now I don't need to with a shuttle like this. So I'm definitely going to try this out. I've got 2 of the Summit HD shuttles, so I'm obviously going to still use those as well. I've got an Arc Lab shuttle that I bought last year. This thing is awesome. All of the cool stuff that he put into this, I think it's going to be one of the industry-leading shuttles this year. And then one of the videos that's doing actually pretty good on the channel that I put out last week is just a company called AccuFi. This is a iPad that has live sonar on it. They're releasing, it's pre-released right now. They're looking for some investors and somebody to go to market with right now. They've got a product which is neither of these pictures, but they've got a product. Think of LiveScope. It's a little bit bigger transducer, but instead of having a black box, it has the processor in the LiveScope transducer. So that way you can do forward perspective, down imaging, and the cord can either plug directly into the iPad through a cable, or you can plug it into one of these devices, which is essentially a wireless router. And so you could actually think about this from an ice fishing standpoint. You could have this little gadget here, which this is just a power pack down here. This is like a wireless connection. This plugs into here to power it. And then you plug the transducer into this. You could have a pole that has your transducer on it on the bottom. You've got the pole. You've got the wire coming up into this. And you have an iPad or your iPhone. And you can then watch your LiveScope anywhere. You could stream it to a TV. And it's supposed to be about 70% cheaper than LiveScope because you don't need a black box. You don't need a chart plotter. You don't need a screen from the company. You can just use your iPad or your iPhone. It is for Apple devices right now only. Hopefully they come out with an Android version soon because I use Android for everything, but I'd buy an old iPad just to make this work. I'm going to try it out this year if I can get my hands on it. This is a company. They're based out of China. And so they're just trying to get into the US market because they think they have a differentiated offering. Of course, I love US companies, but hey, I love the idea of competition in this space to hopefully drive the prices of all the live imaging stuff down here in the US. Competition is good, no matter where it comes from. And I don't treat anybody different just based off of where they're from. But yeah, if we can take some inspiration from this and Garmin can create some stuff, or here in the US, we can create some stuff. I mean, let's be honest. Garmin doesn't create their stuff here in the US. They may have a lot of offices here, but a lot of their products are overseas as well. So if we want US made products, let's get some more innovation going. I love the idea of teasing out what's possible and hopefully, again, driving that price point down for a lot of different people in the industry. One of the other products that I saw actually in a catalog, it's not released yet, but I got a video on the channel where I talk a little bit about it, and I think it's going to come out from Clam in either this week or next week, is this guy right here. This is the Clam Lock Power Center. So if you have a battery tray in one of your ice fishing flipovers, or wherever you have it, in your sled or whatever, you know how normally you just throw your battery in and you strap it down? This is a shell that goes right over the top. This shell will cover your battery. You've got a red and a black to go right on your battery. And what it gives you is 2 USB ports on the top, a 12-volt cigarette plug, a voltage meter, an SAE plug for charging port, post terminals, red and black, and it's got the clam lock compatible to be mobile. So you can actually move it between different places because you've got a clam lock on the back. How awesome is this? I'm going to put this in my flip over and probably in a couple other spots. Just by purchasing this, putting it on there, plugging it in, having all of those ports, voltage right and everything, that is pretty awesome. So that is one of the new products from Clam this year. AquaView, I know this is a dark picture. This is the, I want to say the Micro Revolution HD. I maybe got that name right. It's got HDMI. The way that it's intended to be is it's a camera with no screen. So you've got this little box here. You've got the camera hanging down here, and it's intended to plug directly into, if you have a chart plotter that has a video input on the back, you can either do HDMI if you have a higher end screen, or you can do RCA or BNC plug if you have a screen that accepts that as well. Or if you have a TV, you can plug it into those as well. So either on your boat, which is where I'm going to use it, right off of the side of my ice fishing shuttle, I can mount this right there on a 1/4-20 screw, and I can have a really compact, really easy to use camera setup system. Clam also came out with it's part of their live imaging line. They came out with a live imaging shuttle this year. And so they've got USB ports. They've got a 12-volt cigarette plug. They got an SAE port. They've got a power button here. And this is all aluminum. The handle is rubber dipped, and the rest is clear coated, painted black paint on it. It comes with the bolts for your black box to go on the back, and accepts any of the brand screens directly on it, which is pretty great. And Clam also came out with a couple of 3 heaters actually this year to compete in the market, which I thought was pretty cool. They've got a big one, a middle-sized one, and a little one. I've got a video this week that I'm launching on the channel just talking about their new heaters. So make sure that you check that out when it comes out. But I'm excited to see the competition, and I love the color of these heaters. Blue is my favorite color, partner with black, and you just nailed it. Blue and black are my favorites, and I think they really stand out. Really great from the competition, right? You got Big Buddy with red, you got Heat Hog with orange, Flame King, which I don't recommend their heaters, but they're bright green. DeWalt's got yellow. So I'm really excited to see Clam get into this space. It really makes sense for Clam because the approach Clam seems to take is they want to dominate ice fishing. They want to be the go-to brand for ice fishing. So whether it's rods, reels, tackle, whether it's shelters, heaters, accessories, you name it, apparel, they want to have some of all of it to be able to cater to the ice fisherman. And heaters were next in the line. They didn't have any before. So I thought this was pretty dang cool. So go ahead and drop in the comments if you have any questions. We're going to go through some of the questions. And while I'm waiting for those, I am going to call out a couple other things in terms of like, what did my day look like at ICAST? So some of the things that I wanted to talk through, if we can get back to this, let's see if I can pull up the schedule. Here we go. Full schedule. So my days at ICAST were incredibly long. So this is what it looked like this year. So they had the On the Water product demo day on Tuesday, July 15th. I arrived later in the afternoon, so I missed that. But I was there to go to the new product showcase. This is where we began voting for the things that won those 41 categories. So I went to this. I landed. I dropped my stuff off at my hotel. I walked over to the convention center, which was about a 3-mile walk. big lesson learned for me, have my hotel closer within walking distance and get a nice hotel. You didn't spend a ton of time in the hotel, but I spent a lot of awake hours in the hotel. I did not sleep much because I was doing video editing at night, dumping footage, getting things ready, because I did a morning live stream, a members only. So if you're one of the members on the channel, you were able to do some of the members only live streams. I did, or videos, and then I did for the whole channel live streams, kind of a download at the end of every day of the show. Those are live on the channel now if you want to go check them out as well. And I did those after the days of the show that I attended as well. So I did a live stream in the morning, a live stream in the evening, and that was all had to be prepared, thumbnails, titles, descriptions, links, get the content ready, filming all day. And so this first day was actually one of the nicer ones because it was no live stream in the morning. It was just travel. Then this day 2 and day 3 looked actually day 2 and day 3 did look a little bit different. So day 2, the show opens at 9 a.m., right? So it opens at 9 a.m. and it goes until 6 p.m. I was at the show probably from 10:30 a.m. because I had to do the live stream in the morning and I had to get prepared for it until 6 p.m. Both Wednesday and Thursday, I was there until the show closed. So 6 p.m. Is when the show closed, and they have a lot of different things going on. They've got exhibits going on. They've got speeches and different industry events going on. I just focused on the floor because there were so many things going on. So I'm filming all day, talking to vendors. That was like the most fun part, was engaging with the people, seeing all the new product. I got to meet with a lot of different pros, some other content creators that I've never met in person, other people in the industry, which was really great. But what was really interesting is after the show was over, I'm watching all these YouTube videos online, and these people are talking about they were at ICAST, and I'm like, shoot, I wish I would have ran into you. Like, this event was, I think, 14,000 different people attended this event. And the exhibit was only open for 2 days while I was there, Wednesday and Thursday. They had a half day on Friday, but it sounds like not very many people go to that. So I only stayed for Wednesday and Thursday. And I will tell you, there were so many people I didn't even see or run into that I wish I would have. But that's how the day went. Thursday, same thing. Got up super early, got things ready to go for the live stream in the morning. Then got my stuff packed up to walk 3 miles in the hot summer Florida heat, to just sweat by the time I get to the show, to then from whenever I got there, 10, 11 a.m. until 6 p.m., film, talk to people, like didn't sit down, didn't eat lunch. Like I had a bottle of water that I just milked throughout the whole day because I was just go, 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 go. I got through to the end of the show, and then I went to the airport. And that was it, because I didn't go Friday. So Friday, they had the exhibit open only for 6 hours. And again, it didn't sound like there were very many people there. Things I would do differently next year. Hotel needs to be closer, and it needs to be nice. There is one that's like literally like 300 yards away from the event center, and it's a walkway to get there, and then you're just at the hotel. I'm booking that hotel next year. I am going to go next year. The event was so awesome, because one of the things that I really like doing is seeing all the new gear, and I only saw about 3/4 of the show floor. Like if we go back to the map, if I still have it pulled up, and if I don't, we're going to pull it back up. I only saw about 3/4 of the show floor this year because there was just so much to see. I'll tell you what. So you start up here in these entrances. One day I went in this entrance. One day I went in this entrance, and I just started working my way back. And I made it to about here, and then I just started kind of skipping around to things that I saw. I got back in here, and it was on the last day, 1 hour before the show closed, that I realized there was food back here, a restaurant food. I never made it over here, so I don't know what was over here, but I had no clue they even had food at this event. It was in the convention center, the Orange County Convention Center. So I just, I brought like a granola bar with me to eat on the way. I wouldn't have stopped to eat anyways, but man, this thing was massive and I missed so many different things. What I would do different next year is I would make a list going in. Here's all the companies that I want to go to. And on day one, what I would do is I would map out my path because you can see where everybody is. I would map out my path to go to all of those. So on day one, it would just be all of the brands that I for sure want to go to because they either have new products, they have people that I want to see, filming that I want to do, another reason that I want to be there, talk business, whatever. That's what I'm going to do on day one. Day two will be, because I will have walked throughout the whole thing, I will have a list of all of the now secondary things that I want to go to based off of day one. And so then I will go do that. And then I will hit some of the other things that are in there. I maybe will stay for that extra half day, but usually the vendors are pretty burnt out by then. And so you kind of get the like, yeah, that's our thing. Let us know if you have questions. At the end of any conference, any show, any exhibit, that's how they always are. I don't know if that's how they are. That's how I am when I work conferences for my day job. Because everybody just gets burnt out after like so many long days, right? You're not rude, you're not anything like that, but you're just tired. But sometimes it's the coolest conversations that you can have during that time too. So maybe I'll stay for that last half day. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Couple things that surprised me is there were less pros walking around the event. So, you know how normally you're like, you see these guys with their jerseys and all the brands, right? Their NASCAR jerseys on for their fishing tournaments and whatever, and they're pro fishermen. I expected to see a ton of them everywhere. I saw quite a few, but there were a lot less walking around the event in working booths than I actually thought there were going to be. And I don't know why that is, but I thought that was pretty interesting. Um, the other thing that I would for sure do is make sure that I have better insoles in my shoes. My legs killed me at the end of the show. So I thought, like, hey, next time I got to wear better shoes. But this is the event. This is how it went. Let me know your questions. I'm gonna open some of them up right now. Drew saying so much easier than the Summit shuttle. Yeah, that HDI shuttle is gonna be awesome. Price tag on the Power Box. I don't know yet. So the clam catalog does not have prices on things. If it was at the show, they would have had an MSRP, but since this was not at the show, there's no MSRP. I'm going to say it's probably between like $80 and $120. That would be my guess. I have no clue, but that would be my guess and where they're probably going to put this based off of how they price a lot of their other stuff. Did you get a chance to ask about water or snow getting into those lower power ports? Yes, I did on the clam shuttle. I asked about it and they said they have covers, but they didn't think too much about that because it does have a bag that you can get for it. So I called out, well, the problem with the bag, let me see if I can find that picture again. The problem with the bag is it does cut off these ports a little bit, so they're hard to get around. So I, I think it's one of those things. I asked them, why didn't you put them further up? And the answer was they wanted to be able to fit the biggest batteries they could, and those would have cut off the space for the battery. So I think it's just one of those things when they release a V2, they should and maybe they will move them. I think it was an oversight. And I think that they should not have been down there. So to answer your question, I didn't get a really great answer as to that not being a concern. I think it was recognized as a concern, and you're just going to have to be careful, which really kind of stinks. Or put it up on something, unfortunately. But yeah, the concern here is what happens if you have these open, something plugged in, and snow and ice get into it. That's kind of the concern that they have. The clam is 125 on Amazon. So there you go. It's already 125 on Amazon. I'll have to link it down below. Listed but not available to buy yet. Awesome. So yeah, so I think clam's they might have shown a picture of it on their social media, but I don't think that they've talked about it online yet. I think they're releasing their whole product line later this week or next week. I'm not sure, but I've got, I think 4 or 5 new clam gear videos coming out this week on the channel. I'm doing every day this week. At least that's my plan. So stay tuned to the channel for that. ICAST overall, my thoughts. Yes, I'm going back. I'm super happy that I went. It's so worth it. Again, kind of going back to the beginning, I'd love to see the evolution of the show really embrace the media potential here, because I think that there's a lot of people that want to go that can't go because they don't fall into one of the badge categories. And it's a great way to spread word about their brands and their products. Much more so, in my opinion, than a retailer having your product. And now there may be a lot of people that disagree, but I think that there's a very strong, like there's a lot of companies that sell direct. So that means they have a website and that's all that the only place they sell, and they kill it because people know about their products. They recommend their products and they go to their website and buy it. They have higher margins. I'm not saying they have to just do that, but I'm saying get the word out about your product, and free press is not very common. And so I'd love to see more of the brands embrace that. I'd love to see ICAST, the show itself, really uh, allow more. I'm blanking on the word that I want to use here, but allowing for more of the media people to get access to these brands, or at least prep these brands for, have your like spiel down, like embrace the media people as they come through. Like I'd even like if ICAST said, hey, we'd like anybody that comes with a media badge, media editorial badge, to provide 1 to 2 pieces of content to us, and then ICAST publishes them on their own thing to help provide visibility and access to all these brands as well. I think there's a lot of really cool things that they can do there. I might come up with some ideas and reach directly out to the event themselves and see if I can't help be that that case for change. But I'm going to go again. There's so much there. If you guys want to see more from this show or in future shows, let me know down in the comments below. I will link on the screen right now, if you're watching on the replay, a playlist with all the ICAST videos that I filmed, all the cool new products. They're short videos, anywhere between a minute to 5 minutes are most of them, on cool new products that are out there that were launched at the show that you're going to want to check out. And stay tuned. We're going to be doing another FGTN podcast next Sunday, 9 a.m. So grab your coffee. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching. And until next time, take it easy.